This machine kills fascists.
What was your guy's name?
On Underground?
Yeah.
I think it was probably my name.
Oh.
I was very interested in myself being a real adult when I was 13, 14 years old.
I had a fake skateboarder named Zero Wasabi. And he wore flip-flops.
That's how I eat my sushi, actually.
Zero Wasabi? Me too. Me too.
I like the ginger, but I'm not crazy
I
with
don't
the
know why.
wasabi.
It was a very, like... Good, it was a good name for a kid that age making a skateboard.
That makes complete sense.
You're like, yeah, it's Zero Wasabi. Just wears flip-flops. And, like, usually, like, tighty whities or something.
Oh, so you were like the I'm gonna make a crazy guy.
Yeah, just crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy
I tried
guy.
to make mine like look as much like me as possible.
No, I made mine. You had like tattoos and stuff. You know, where I was like, yeah, that like it's gonna be me someday. I'm gonna be crazy guy.
So where do you think you landed on that?
It was very jackassy.
That was the era.
It was definitely the era. Yeah, that's when I remember running around with buddies like in high school, and we were like, we're just gonna film ourselves being stupid.
Oh man, to have a
In middle
camcorder
school.
at that age.
We go to Walmart and stuff.
Act a fool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
And then I remember our teacher gave us a song about like prepositions, and we just went and acted a fool at Walmart while singing the song, and then tried to turn it in and showed it in front of the class as an assignment. She was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" You should.
How old were you?
This is like probably I don't know, freshman year or something.
That's fucking hilarious. I did, all the videos that we turned in, especially the later in high school, they were really some tight pieces. I should have known back then that was the way to go.
We did good stuff back then.
Good stuff. That was like, I remember in plenty of classes when a project was due, like the hands going up, like, can we put in a video? Like, will you take that?
Yeah.
If you got the thumbs up on that, you're like, fuck yes. I know I'm getting an A.
I'm sure that's so common nowadays for kids.
Oh, yeah. Think of how quickly they could do it. They could do it before class is up.
And they're like, we'll give you extra credit for learning how to edit.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
That's a useful skill.
Sure.
Not like reading.
Yeah. Do it in one take. Come on.
Killing it, Billy. You get an A. The rest of you who wrote it by hand,
Yeah.
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Times are changing, man.
They are. Times are changing. Huddle up, everybody.
Oh, we're so back.
We were waxing.
We're waxing poetic here at Hot Little Takes.
We're turning into wax.
I can't remember what we have to talk about and what we
Nothing.
lost or what we didn't lose.
This is one of those. This is one of those episodes.
It's one of those. It's a quilted one.
It's a quilted episode.
It's made of scraps.
Very well put, Mike. Yeah, this is a rarities and B-sides EP that you get.
Yeah, just to check in with you guys and be like, how you doing right now?
That's absolutely true. The back end of this podcast will be a conversation Mike and I had about Nomadland a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, which is still relevant.
It's still, yeah, absolutely.
I don't think most people have even bothered to look at it.
It seems like people are watching that movie, but more people should watch that movie. Because the last episode we did was 2 days before the Golden Globes, and so we did predictions, and now that happened 2 weeks ago, so...
Were we right about anything?
Some things. I mean, we can talk a little bit about the Golden Globes. Shouts to...
Sorkin had a bunch of ladies.
Yeah, dude, Sorkin, that's one of the funniest...
Just Sorkin surrounded by ladies.
The Zoom award show is one of the strangest things
I should have watched him for that, because I was excited to see how that kind of thing went.
To see how everyone curates their little box that they're going to be
I've just seen you've given me the highlights.
Yeah, and the highlights in terms of that were definitely Sorkin and Jeff Daniels and...
Anya?
Yeah, so her and Jeff Daniels are like kind of the...
Antithetical?
Yeah, because Jeff Daniels was in like a polo in like a room that seemed like it was just closet doors.
He had mustard stains.
Yeah, it's like... I'm playing darts alone in the basement by myself, and I really need to get back to it. And Anya Taylor-Joy is like this like one kind of single beautiful lamp, and like her hair she was like in a gothic.
Yeah,
like
they had 5 film students behind the scenes.
Yeah, it was very like Interview with a Vampire.
She looked great.
She looked great. That one was something else. But they were both again alone. Some people would have their spouse or like they're holding their dog or something.
Or
Aaron
900
Sorkin
women
was in a room with like 11 women
who looked like Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah, it was so. I'm assuming that some of them are family members, but that was crazy.
His wives.
Sorkin, the man with 11 wives.
Sorkin is actually Mormon. I didn't know
that would be so funny.
Well, it's his business, you know.
You're right. You're right.
That's what I said about Bill Clinton when he got his blowjob. I was like, I don't know what their marriage is like. It's none of my business. I was 8.
Just reading the paper.
I think everybody should mind their fucking business. We don't know what they get up to. This is my swinging period.
And he's like, I'm late for work. Yes, that was good stuff. I liked the Borat one, the comedy. Sacha Baron Cohen one.
It won over Hamilton.
Yes.
So Hamilton.
I was really dreading a Hamilton win because I knew that speech, no matter what it was going to just be too much. It was going to be whatever it was going to be. It was going to be too much.
Wow, it's funny because Hamilton only had 1 shot to get a Golden Globe. And it fucking blew it.
Pissed it away.
Shit the bed.
It's weird. It's the same thing.
It's the same shit. It's all the same shit.
I don't about the Golden Globes. I don't know. I can't remember what the other kind of big shocks of the night were.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis came in through the roof.
he pretended to be a phantom.
All night. He was playing COVID. Oops. And he got up in everybody's business from the Hollywood Foreign Press.
He climbed into their lungs for authenticity.
That would have been a funny bit. I don't know.
But he only killed 10% of them because he's like keeping it real.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, I don't know. The numbers change depending on whether or not I'm looking at my Cool Ants Facebook page or my Weird Ants Facebook page.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't know what that number is either, actually.
I don't think that's it's like a projection. It's like a Nielsen rating. It's hard to nail down.
True.
But enough on that. How about Biden's speech tonight?
No.
Okay. Never mind.
We can talk Jeopardy, I guess. This has kind of been a rocky week.
Well, since the last time we recorded, we've also had Michael Richards. Michael Richards was hosting after Kent.
Mm-hmm. And he was great.
Yeah. Michael Richards made a real comeback.
It obviously just begs consideration if it was Michael Richards of Seinfeld hosting Jeopardy.
Hosting SNL's Black Jeopardy.
Oh my god. Would that make SNL better? If they did that sketch, would that be like, whoa, what is happening?
I don't think I don't know if they got the writers for that.
I don't know if they do either. You know, I told you that
you'd have to revive Richard Pryor to do that right.
To pull it off, yeah. The Joe Jonas episode, one of the recent ones, was actually
of the Jonas Brothers.
Yeah, he was the host for some reason.
Okay.
That episode was actually pretty mild to okay the whole time. It was never hysterical, but it was never ugh.
So things are getting... things are improving over at SNL is what you're telling me.
Well, this is what seems like it happens every year, is that they just start off terrible. They have one good one, and then they do 6 consecutive ones where almost every sketch and every line just goes splat.
Sure.
And it's like,
and
it's like to an overwhelming extent
and
how bad it is.
They're still doing like the limited seating audience and
yeah,
all that.
which does help.
I guess. Can you imagine trying to watch a live show where like 6 feet around you in every direction, no one is allowed to be?
Yeah, I mean, I've done a bunch of weird crap this whole time where you're like...
That's true. That's true.
I feel like I've adjusted to the adjustments everywhere else, so... I still haven't been to the movies or anything, but...
Well, that's something we've got to get going on, because...
as soon as I get this fucking vaccine in me, baby, I'm gonna be at the movies watching any shit that is there.
Oh, we're gonna go see Bob Odenkirk in Nobody.
Well,
Bibbidi bibbidi dibbidi boobidi.
There's all kinds of shit I want to see. That Boogie movie, that Eddie Wong guy's movie is out right now.
Which one's that?
It's about the, like, Chinese kid growing up in, I don't know if they're in Brooklyn or if they're in the Bronx, but it's like a basketball movie.
Is this the guy from... No, I don't want to fuck up.
We were talking about it the other day. He's
got a show, right?
He wrote the memoir Fresh Off the Boat.
Okay. I thought it was the same.
Yeah. But yeah, cook, writer, hilarious guy.
Fresh
actor.
Off the Boat. Surprisingly funny.
He's hysterical. I would recommend any podcast or interview or show you can find with that guy. He's amazing. So I want to go see that, so I need this fucking vaccine.
Well,
as
that's
an essential employee,
that's one reason to get it, you know.
Totally.
Is to get back to the movies.
I fear that I will not get it before it leaves this particular town and theaters. But, you know, for the sake of everything that comes after it.
Well, as the president said, doesn't mean you're going to get it. It means you're going to get in line. And that's motivating. Because everyone loves lines.
Yeah, that was crazy. I don't want to talk about the little Biden chat, but...
What about Trump's statement? Trump released an official statement that was clearly like just verbatim, not even grammar wasn't checked or anything. They're like, or if it was, they were like, "Sir."
He's like, "Do it."
Exactly. How dare you?
Let's do it now.
You plebe.
I have no idea.
I wish he called people plebes.
There's a lot of stuff about Donald Trump I wish, you know.
What else is on your list?
I didn't make a list, man.
Oh, okay.
We're just spitballing.
That's right.
We were going to do our staff picks, because Mike and I, obviously, last time said we're working together now. And we got Netflix. We got access to Netflix, so...
And just Netflix.
And and basic cable. Well, we've explained all this. So we've been pounding out a bunch of hits and misses.
Yep.
Mostly hits.
What's the worst thing we've watched? Malcolm and Marie?
Yeah, Malcolm and Marie is definitely the worst thing that we watched at work.
Yeah.
But it was
worse than whatever bad Adam Sandler movie we watched.
Right, and we watched, what is that one called? The Crazy Eight or something?
Oh God, that was bad.
That movie sucks.
Yeah.
Sucks hard.
The goofy fucks.
Yeah, that movie's not good at all.
And really just racist. Like, so crazy racist. Like, Rob Schneider, man, what the fuck? How is he not, like, the most canceled man on earth? I don't understand.
Because Adam Sandler's got that.
There's, like, an actual Mexican guy in that movie.
Yeah.
At least one. Because Taylor Lautner's, like, I think he's Latino, too.
We looked all this up at the time.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's insane. Sandler's character, I just don't understand at all in that movie.
And the whole time I was explaining to Christian how it's a reference to the new Magnificent Seven by Nick Pizzolatto.
Right, which is so wild that that's who's doing it. Oh my God, should we talk about Pizzolatto and how HBO says that they might be moving on to True Detective Season 4 without him?
Which means he's got to be writing a movie or something.
Which means they better figure it out.
Pizzolatto and David Fincher are making a baby or something.
Dude, like I would love to see that movie. Did we talk about that?
It's going to be like a modern Chinatown.
Oof. Get the fuck out of here. It sounds, I would love it. I would love every second of it.
It's going to star Rob Schneider. In a dramatic turn.
In a dramatic turn from Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider.
Wow.
Who would be your ideal actor for that?
I don't know.
For Pizzolatto's first like big detective movie
that Fincher's directing. I mean, I don't know. Cop out answer would say like Joaquin Phoenix or something like that.
I just watched Inherent Vice.
Oh, that's right.
Like,
you might watch this for the first time.
Done it though. Like he did it in that.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You can't use him again, and he's so good in that.
How good is that movie?
It's like so up my alley.
Smoking.
It's why it took so long to watch it, because
you knew you would fall in love with it.
Well, and I knew it would be the kind of thing where I'm like, I can never make something this good. And that I would love this much. You know?
Yeah. Well, but you get it to, you know.
It's like being a pregnant woman and meeting someone's kid and being like, this kid's going to be a better kid than my kid will be. I don't know if that's an accurate analogy, but maybe, as a writer.
Maybe not dead on, but I know what you mean. You're like, I do love that's like the Bart with Santa's Little Helper and the...
What if Pizzolatto wrote a movie and, like, Nick Cage starred in it?
Okay.
And Nick Cage is like, I'm back now.
Nick Cage
is like, I've paid off my debts in more ways than one. And now I'm ready to be a mainstream movie star again.
Yeah, I'm ready to bring it home.
Daddy's home.
I think that's happening at some point. It might not be now and it might not be soon, but I think it's happening.
Better him than Mel Gibson, who's somehow getting, like, permission to keep making movies.
Yeah. Mike and I did dance around, and maybe we will watch this if enough people want us to watch it. The Mel Gibson, Sean Penn, two crazy guys inventing the dictionary together movie.
The Professor and the Madman. Yeah.
So the reason...
Actually, I'd be totally into watching that.
We should maybe see what the deal is. Mike and I watched all of the battle scenes from Mel Gibson's smash The Patriot.
Yeah, that's right. We just fast forwarded through it because it's a long goddamn movie.
It's like 3 hours and 15 minutes.
But
or
like
something. It's
the
really,
first battle
really
scene is
movie.
him just murdering the shit out of some redcoats in front of his children who are sobbing. It's seeing who their father really is.
It's so funny.
His whole face is just soaked in blood, and he's just hacking away with the tomahawk.
The 8-year-old watching his dad just violently kill people,
whimpering.
It's so fucking funny. Because I guess right wingers were trending that movie really hard for obviously all the wrong reasons,
and guys like me for all the right ones. I'm like, you gotta.
But it's like, give Mel Gibson another shot.
Give Mel Gibson. I just want to see Braveheart in every possible scenario. I think it's the Passion of the Christ that gives him permission to continue to be who he is. Because Passion of the Christ, I remember that was the most successful movie ever made when I was in high school, and I would talk to people who were like, I've seen it a few times, and I was like, you're fucking weird.
Yeah, I do remember pretty vividly when that movie came out. I remember it being. I remember a picture of these women crying and holding each other out in the lobby of this theater in Grand Junction was on the front page of the paper, because it was audiences are overwhelmed by the Passion of the Christ in the Western Slope.
Somebody's gonna do something like that again soon.
What's it about?
I don't know. Something. It won't be because what was the Scorsese one with Willem Dafoe? The Last Temptation. And that was sacrilegious.
Right.
Maybe that'll happen too. What else have we watched at work?
Well, we watched Big Daddy, and that was a nice experience. We rewatched Uncut Gems.
Sure.
Cool.
We were trying to just go down a little bit of a Sandler hole, but those Netflix
It dried up pretty.
The Netflix ones are terrible.
They are bad. They're bad.
Cool Hand Luke. Watch that.
Cool Hand Luke was fun.
I was like, this is a classic. You have to at least hear some of these one-liners. And you did not like the egg eating scene.
No, that is so vile.
Yeah. I was truly retching.
That
movie's equivalent of A Clockwork's eyeball scene or whatever.
Sure. Do you want to get into that? So we threw Clockwork on tonight. Mike and I have a very different relationship to that little piece of life than most people anyway.
That cute little story.
That cute little tale. That little folky.
That Russian folk tale.
Yeah. Because we did it.
We did a theatrical.
We did it theatrically.
Yeah.
The stage adaptation was much closer to the book, because Burgess wrote the stage version that you meshed with them anyway. So that one was, and the movie, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but the movie holds such a large amount of real estate in like pop culture brain for a lot of people. They've like only seen the movie,
right?
And and it's Kubrick, and it's part of this whole fucking like mythos of Tyler Durden guy shit.
Yes. Yeah, people misunderstanding the point.
Yeah.
Mad Men shit.
Yeah, people just not getting it.
Yeah.
Tony Soprano's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and like I said to Mike earlier, when I played Alex, I got to play it in a different way because it was like everyone knew the words to all the songs already.
Sure.
So like they would just like everyone who was watching it was like, fuck yeah, baby. I've read the book and seen the movie and I love this shit, or I've only done this and I love this shit, or like people were so
and it has the last chapter that's missing from the movie.
Right, which so many people, especially like older people that came to see that, were like very grateful for.
And fans of the book were like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because it's an important part of the theme. I don't think Kubrick understood the theme of that story. I
think he was,
He was just
I'm not going to be like, is Kubrick good?
He was making something awesome looking.
Yeah.
But I think that his whole thing was he was more into making something awesome looking than really getting into like, what's this about, man? And that's why all of the authors that he translated tend to hate his adaptations. Like the original version of the play we had done, because I combined like two of the ones that existed, and the one that Burgess wrote ended with a guy who looks like Stanley Kubrick coming out and playing on the trumpet, singing in the rain, and then someone shoots him.
Really?
And it was like unironically like.
That's amazing.
Don't you remember?
I guess maybe very early in that process.
It was just so silly.
Jesus, we should have done that.
Because there was one version that was like an opera that he tried to write. And it was,
I remember,
and it was crazy.
It was crazy.
It was real crazy. It was like
I remember thinking it
unstageable.
I think it would like be pretty cool if you could stage it, but I would like.
We weren't that kind of company.
No, we were not a singing company.
Nah, not at all. But we were like a loud and violent and 9-hour show that would drag you through a space. What was the term? Promenade.
Yeah, because we literally got thrown out of our theater
halfway through the production.
Through rehearsal. Not...
Through our rehearsal process, yes.
Yeah, and then, like, lost a week, got to move into this, like, 2-level bar that was all brick and metal, and it was perfect.
Yeah, and so we made the audience move...
It was great.
20 times, because I remember...
it took 3.5 hours.
There were 3 acts, they were, like, an hour long each, and each act had, like, 7 moves, so we'd take everyone down to the dance floor, and that would be, like, an alleyway. And then we'd take them up to this back area, and there was like a couch that folded out into a bed that was your bedroom.
And it just worked.
And people loved it.
People fucking loved it. I had like fucking 15-year-olds with their skateboards and their big ear gauges. Like, they're like, I've never fucking been to a play before. Like, this was the sickest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, and like our theater professors like sitting through the whole damn thing and being like, that was a hell of a thing.
Well, yeah, and like old beatniks and shit that were like, in their 70s that are like, they love it,
And the bar loved us for it.
And the bar loved us, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's great. People could take milky shots.
People got energy. The energy was really wild. Because it was so intimate and so crowded.
It was wild.
You couldn't do that in COVID.
No, that was a very
pre-COVID story.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. So all that said, it wasn't as exciting to watch it tonight. I don't know.
I think we're just kind of ruined for it,
Yeah.
Like, even listening to the...
A lot of movies I'm ruined for.
Like, in our version, it was like 100% Beethoven.
Oh yeah, you really took a lot of gruff with this.
Well, just watching the movie tonight, I was like, man, there's so many songs that stand out to me because I just know they're not Beethoven. And we used, like...
Exclusively?
Pretty much exclusively, and, like, maybe something that was just, like we used, like, stuff like pre-show.
Oh, yeah, there was, like, death grips during the
grips,
pre-show.
yeah, shit like that.
But that was setting the tone for the...
Yeah, where you're like, this is fucked up and future-y and avant-garde and stuff like that, yeah.
Good vibes.
That was a good one.
The pre-show vibes were important. There was a guy, one of Mike's friends.
No, it was just some kid that I talked to.
Oh, you didn't even know that guy?
He came up to me. Yeah, because I was directing. You were playing Alex, and he came up to me like during one of the breaks when I was smoking or something, and was like, "I didn't realize." Here, you go ahead.
Well, so we would walk out. You know, it started in the room of like 50 people or whatever, and the four of us droogs had to like get into our places, and if someone was like sitting in the chairs that we needed to be in, we would
give them a bunch of shit.
We would at first like try to bribe them with the fake money that we had to get the fuck out, because that's a pretty good indicator for an audience member that they're like
this is a person who's in the show.
Yeah, they're like, that's fucking candy money. What the fuck is that? Oh, okay.
Oh, these guys have like fucking eyelashes.
Yeah, you know, and like that worked like 9 times out of 10, but this one time, and it actually happened a couple times.
Because they were drinking too.
Sure. Well, and sometimes it was people that we knew, and they would be like, "No, fuck you," and we would be like, "No, we're gonna get really crazy, fucking you."
Oh, okay, we know you now.
Yeah, but this kid we didn't fucking know at all, and he was like, "No, fuck off, I'm sitting here." So we all like pulled out like our fucking switchblades, and we're like calling him names and shit to get him out of there. And he was like, he like walked away, but he was apparently like fucking really pissed because I didn't see our like silly ass. I mean, we weren't just.
We
weren't dressed like the dudes in the movie.
I think he thought that you guys were like fans who were there and just being really aggressive.
Yeah, he just thought we were a bunch of fucking.
He thought you were in the audience.
Yeah, just a bunch of weirdos. And then when I got up and started the thing, he apparently was like, "Oh,
yeah."
Like the whole illusion worked on him.
He went from being like, "I don't like this guy, he's a dick," to being like, "Oh, that's the guy I came to see because it's a story."
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, this guy's such a piece of shit."
And he's like, "Oh yeah, that's Alex, totally, I love it." Like, and he was so into it. Yeah.
Yeah, and he talked to us for like 10 minutes after the show. He was like in love with it. The whole thing like worked on people who weren't theater people. It was incredible.
Was something we liked to do.
Which is the hardest thing to do. It did the thing that, you know. Can we bring in a younger audience that like actually did?
That's why I was always trying to ape like
good shit.
Like, you know, that one we had a literary backbone, so they were like, here's the actual book that it's based on. But also, a lot of people just know this movie and are gonna come see it, expecting the movie, and we're gonna give them something cool that is more about the book.
It was cool.
I'm glad we're really fucking blowing smoke up our own asses in this episode.
Well, we just had to fill some time.
How much time do we have to fill?
I mean, we did 30 minutes.
Do you want to talk about the other project that we have in the works?
I think it's too early to do it right now. People know that we're fundraising for my flick, and I'll put the GoFundMe information in this again. But I plan on when we get closer, we'll do some pre-production diaries.
Sure.
I'll talk to everybody.
I was just trying to push you to do the fundraising.
It's on it'll be in the link.
We've been raising some good money, and we're close. It's slowing down a little this month because of tax season, but we're hoping that our funds will be completed soon, thanks to viewers like you.
Well, we also just cast the whole thing, so we have like 7 new bodies that
That's
I'm like,
true. And
now you have to send out the GoFundMe information too.
I was gonna say we told them all that they have to buy in. It's a multi-layer marketing movie. And you too can be in this movie.
Provided that you raise $250 before April 1st.
Follow the links.
Hey, not bad.
Pretty good. See, we're good at pitching this stuff. That's why we need a Patreon, you know?
All right, maybe, is there you got anything else?
I don't know what else there's to say. We have some movies that we plan on watching. We're going to watch...
Yeah, we got to watch Judas and the Black Messiah, for sure.
Yeah, Judas and the Black Messiah. King Kong's coming up.
Yep.
Coming to America is mixed reviews.
Sure. I still want to see Minari. I don't know where to find it now.
I would advise watching Tom and Jerry, but only if you're going to just fast forward to the parts where it's Tom and Jerry and not all the people. Colin Jost sucks. Wow. That's my big takeaway. That guy wild. That guy sucks. He should play a character who's like, haha, are you gonna compete in the big skiing contest?
I watched that It's Always Sunny the other day where they like go to the ski resort.
Yeah.
So ridiculous.
I forgot about it. That's the character. That's Colin Jost.
Sure.
He could do that.
Oscar nominations come out, I think, on Monday.
Oh.
So we might even just need to do an emergency pod.
And we've signed up somehow to do a live stream of the Oscars.
We'll be doing a live stream of the Oscars. That's April 15th.
Or maybe we're lying. Maybe we won't.
No, we're doing it.
All right.
We'll have David Niles on to talk Oscars betting odds.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the red carpet looks.
I'll pitch that to him. Maybe Dave will come and do the live with us too. I was also, Mike, I keep meaning to ask you this because I really want to do one of these, and maybe it can be to celebrate the Oscars. I want to do one of I told you about this before. I want to do one of these just like gigantic movie countdown list podcasts
where we watch them all.
No. Where we do like top 21 movies of the 21st century
like
or something.
VH1 brings you.
Yeah.
That's what we'll call that. Top 50 movies in black and white.
I really want to do one of those just gigantic countdown lists.
I mean, all right. That's why we need to raise some funds so we can pay ourselves to go watch all these goddamn movies, man.
Well, there's some lists you can just create from your own brand, but I understand what you mean.
I like to take very detailed notes.
I know you do.
In my head.
All right. I think we've done enough. So now we'll kick it over to our conversation about Francis McDormand and Nomadland.
Oh my god, I bet the tone's going to be totally different, and it'll be a funny juxtaposition to go over to that.
Well, hey, now people know that it's a Golden Globe Award-winning film, which I think that we were like, Chloe Zhao should win Best Director, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Let's bandwagon.
Right? She should.
For a movie about bandwagoning.
Fuck yeah.
Literally.
Ruffle penny band.
I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, I'm happy again. I'm laughing at clouds so dark up above.
The sun's in my heart. I'm
All right, huddle up. We're back. We're gonna get into it now. the main course.
Now we're gonna get into
the entree.
The entree de la matinee.
The piece de résistance.
Piece de résistance. So we're talking Chloe Zhao's 2020 release, Nomadland,
starring Frances McDormand,
David Strathairn
as Fern.
A
woman from...
Well, such a good character name.
What was the name of her town? Ember?
Oh shit.
Wasn't it Ember?
Alpine?
feel like it was Ember, like, because it was like symbolic of like a.
Yeah, that's just crazy. Okay, so
She's from a town that
doesn't exist
that
anymore.
It's just destroyed because the industry left.
It was a factory town, as
Yeah.
they are known.
Yeah.
Really crazy. I mean, the conceit for the movie, anyone that doesn't know it, is that yes, her husband has died and her whole world is like ripped out from underneath her. The town is literally gone.
Yeah, she's a smart lady.
And
She's
she-
educated. She's
Yeah.
experienced. She's in her 40s or 50s probably.
Yeah, and just works gig jobs like up and down.
Minimum wage gigs like anyone can get, like we
Yeah.
all can get, like we've all had.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not some of you, but the real humans among us, the working class folk.
Living in her van.
Mm-hmm.
Living in communities of people who live in their vans. Some of the best stuff in the movie.
Nomadic communities.
Yeah.
Meeting a lot of non-actors.
Yeah.
Who are just stellar, interesting characters. And I said to you when I was watching it, like, this movie reiterates the fact that, like, that most Hollywood actors are overcast and don't have that big of a range. Like, you can get a non-actor to do a one-scene character.
Sure.
The lady who's like, hey, you know, here's the place to stay tonight if you need to. I don't want to overstep my bounds, though.
Right.
Like,
Right.
or the lady who's like, yeah, to stay here at the KOA or whatever, it's going to cost $350 or...
Yeah.
Like, they're one scene, they're just interesting,
Mm-hmm.
they nail it.
Yeah, they do. It reminded me a lot of Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always, which we talked about on the top movies of the year or whatever, because they use a lot of the, like, Planned Parenthood
Real people.
employees in those scenes, and it really shows, and it really, like, you know, it adds such a texture to the material. And both of those movies are shot in a very similar...
The documentarian thing.
Yeah, I think the photography in Nomadland is just, like, fucking gorgeous.
It felt like you were watching a documentary
Yeah.
a lot of the times.
Yeah, because it doesn't have... I mean, it doesn't have the, you know, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, like, driving detailed plot, necessarily. It is more of, like, a tonal poem.
I was thinking at one point, like, where's this going? And I was like, oh, this movie doesn't know where it's going because Fern doesn't know where she's going.
Yeah.
And, like, I need to stop looking for
Yeah.
the direction in this because she's just...
Yeah.
She's wandering, you know?
Mm.
She doesn't know where she's going to end up.
It's gorgeous.
Oh, it's really beautiful.
Yeah. And I'm biased because it's, you know, I love the Western landscape, and you so rarely get to see it
Well, that's one
photographed like that.
That's one thing that's really important about the movie is like it's set out here in the Southwest, like, and it reflects the culture of that, like the people.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
like people like we know, people we've seen, the kind of people who can like be old hippies who can still square dance and stuff like that. You know
Sure.
what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
they'll smoke weed, but they have guns. Like
Yes. Yeah.
that kind of energy.
Yeah.
And I think that it's gonna be like more effective than, like I was saying, than like something like Parasite. For like a Republican will watch Nomadland and will be like, holy shit, because this
Right.
is you know, the guy who runs the community says like right up front, he's like, this is how the world's gonna get worse and worse, you know, and
Yeah.
we see it, we're just trying to be ahead of the curve, and more tiny houses and van dwellers and stuff like that are going to be popping up over the next decade.
Yeah. 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 It's a strange quality for a movie to have, that it is going to find an audience a lot more readily than any hard left aimed, you know, political critique.
Yeah, because you can't. I mean, I'm sure plenty of people will watch it and will say that it has an agenda, but like, those kind of people are also so fucking out of touch. Yeah. You know, like you and I know people who have built a tiny home. You know, whether just to work and have to travel, or like people who are like full out like rainbow children dropouts, like you know, and there's a whole history of that, like in this country, like going back to like hobos and going to like hippie dropout culture, and like we've really romanticized it. And there's something weird like about the poverty being like she's embarrassed to admit that she lives in her van over and over again. You know, when the guys at the shop are like, you should just sell this thing. She's like, it's my home.
Yeah.
You know, and that's like not easy to say because we're so trained to be like ashamed of that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. There's a lot going on in this.
Yeah, it really. I kind of wasn't expecting it to carry quite the punch that it did, and I think it is because of just the graceful way that it tells the story. You know what I mean? There's no heavy fists going on with it. You know what I mean?
No, they don't really like dwell on anything very long. They'll kind of touch on an idea or a subject or something.
Yeah, I think that is a smart point that you said, that the story just kind of moves around the way that she does, and it's, you know, it's unexpected, but nothing's permanent ever. So, you know, you don't have a lot of time to sit and bask in things. You just have to like carry it with you. It's really beautiful, and and we both agreed that I think that this has got to win Best Picture.
Yeah, especially seeing some of the other stuff that's being considered against it. Like, I was sure Mank had it in the bag, but like this is way more accessible than Mank. Like, this is something that your conservative uncle will watch.
Yeah,
like, and he won't think that it has an agenda. You'll be like, no, this is about people who live in trailers. You know, they're working class people. Yeah. And that's something that is romanticized so much, you know, in our culture.
And you just don't get to see movies that deal with these kinds of people done in that style very often. You know, in that very, you know, austere, independent art house way. You know, she did such a good job of like making an art house movie accessible to everybody.
Yeah, but it didn't drag either. Like,
no,
just when I was starting to feel like it might, it was over.
Yeah,
you know,
right when I was like, oh my god, how can this movie possibly end? You know, the way that it does is very potent and very clean, and it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's so good.
The closest thing to like an overall plot tension thing is like, will she stay with what's his name?
David, is it Strahan or Strathern?
Strahan.
He's great in it.
He's a great actor. I like that guy.
Me too.
And he's very affable, sweet. Their relationship is really sweet.
Yeah.
But the tension of whether or not she's going to stay with him isn't even really that tense.
No.
And it's not really that much of a question. You know, it's kind of like...
I mean, you do get some kind of finality, I guess, when she's at her sister's place and all those people are like real estate agents that like made a boom.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you're like, that's...
And she
that's
calls
foul.
it out. And...
Yeah. I guess you could kind of see that coming a little bit, but...
Well, and it's a little strange because her sister does point out kind of this problem, like I said earlier, like about being able to ask for help is something that we're taught to be so ashamed of when you're in a situation like that. She has many people offer to help her and she refuses. Yeah. Right off the bat, she has a lady say, you can stay with us. You know, and her little daughter been tutored or whatever, and her sister is like, I haven't been trying to alienate you any more than you've been letting yourself be alienated, and it's like, kind of shows her the privilege of like even having people that are willing to help you a little bit, you know, because there's plenty of other people that she encounters that the only people they have to help them are the other nomads, you know, they got to look out for each other, and you know, and she helps that lady with her, and then she asked that lady to help her with her tire, and she's like, you got to know how to take care of yourself, darling.
Yeah, great stuff. That woman must be an actress because she was fantastic.
That movie easily could have been about that character and her journey.
Yeah.
Because she's like, I'm dying and I just want to go back to this last place before I die.
Yeah.
And like, that could have been a much darker, like, because one thing this movie did well, you and I have been talking about, is like, it's really depressing and sad, but at the same time, like, very beautiful and uplifting.
Yeah, it definitely did not like crunch my spirit in any way, you know.
No.
Like,
no. It makes you feel like a renewal of spirit, but at the same time, like, take the pill of the reality of the world that we live in right now.
Yeah.
You know, and be realistic about it.
Yeah.
It's not It's funny seeing that compared. Like, she goes by. At one point, she walks by a movie theater, and the movie playing is The Avengers.
Yeah.
And you're like, they made like 4 of those, so this could have been set any time in the last 10 years.
Sure. Oh, sure.
And it wouldn't have mattered.
Uh-huh.
And the irony of like, yeah, people go see those goddamn superhero movies and escape from reality, but like, stop ignoring reality. Like,
right.
This woman's living in our world.
Yeah.
You know.
You can watch this movie for free on Hulu right now.
Yeah, and you should.
But very cool. I'm loving that. I think that if I had seen this movie in theaters, I would be even more obsessed with it. I'm sure that seeing
scope.
Yeah, it's like a Terrence Malick movie. You know, like you show the like enormity of the space that they're in. You know, it's fucking great.
It makes you appreciate the landscape of living in the Southwest. You know,
totally.
like I am glad to know that like my time on this earth will have been spent mostly like in this kind of area of the world, and like that movie makes you see those images and be like, man, this is why people wanted to like keep going west. They were like, look at how cool it looks out there when the sun is fucking setting.
Seriously. Yeah, they jumped all of their golden hours. There's a lot of
sunsets and
a lot
sunrises.
Of great sunsets, yeah.
You can tell they were up.
Oh,
they were crazy hours shooting this.
I bet that it was not a luxurious shoot by any means, but it looks fucking great.
I wonder how many times they had to shoot Frances McDormand using her bathroom for the first time.
Yeah. You had to know that was coming.
Well, that keeps it real, you know.
Yeah.
Shit like
that.
Yeah,
you got to do that. You have to put that in there.
Sure, Fred Knox. I'm indisposed. Yeah, man. Could be any one of us.
Seriously.
And it will very likely be more and more of us.
Yeah.
At the rate we're going.
Well, that's kind of a depressing note to leave it, but I'm telling you guys, this movie is uplifting.
But yeah, we got to look out for each other. That's
Yeah.
the real takeaway. Is
Yeah.
we're not in this alone, even though it seems like it sometimes.
It does. Well, there you go. That's a shorter little episode for you. We'll
You guys aren't going to talk about sports games in this one or anything?
No, football's done. Me and Kyle are gonna do we'll maybe do a hot little hoops around the All-Star break, which is shortly.
Nice.
That stuff's starting to heat up, so we've got topics.
How's my guy doing?
The Nets are good, man.
Yep.
I think the Nets are gonna win the title this year.
Hell yeah, good.
As long as
then I'll
Durant's
be
healthy.
invested.
Fuck yeah, I can't wait. June will be a great time.
Oh yeah.
That'll be a great time to be alive.
Oh yeah. Hopefully by then we'll all have a couple shots.
Yeah. We'll have a fucking movie in the can.
Yeah.
Nets Lakers finals. It's gonna be cool.
Speaking of which, if any of you listeners out there are interested in supporting any project that we're working on,
Put the GoFundMe link in the bio.
we'll put it in there. Check it out and see if you want to support us putting our money where our mouth is.
Absolutely.
All right.
You know I love to do that.
All right.
All right.
See you later, suckers.
All the snow has turned to water. Christmas days have come and gone. Broken toys and faded colors are all that's left to linger on. I hate graveyards and old pawn shops, for they always bring me tears.